Okay, so this is a view looking out from the front of the house. I'm going to zoom in here in the tree. A lot of times it looked like there were faces in the tree, and I know that trees are like clouds. You can interpret multiple things in them. I'm going to do some interpretations here, but I saw the same patterns in the trees that I saw on the walls sometimes, or the same anomalies. Keep in mind I saw this with my eyes unaided without the use of a camera. Also keep in mind that when I did not have my camera around, I've seen these things lit up as a 3D hologram, lit up like a neon sign, just not quite as bright. One I was able to walk around. Another one glided past me on the street. One looked like the icon for the men's bathroom, but it was in a running position. And the other looked like a crude shape of a bicycle. And I'm going to show a few more interpretations here in this tree here. I'm going to zoom in and lighten it up a bit. This obviously looked like a face. I think that's pretty easy to see how that could be interpreted that way. They're also mentioning the thing to the right, and they're mentioning Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It looks like something with a mask on, but I didn't circle that one. And this one as well. It looks kind of like a face. Keep in mind that I understand that these type of irregularities can happen. But again, I saw this so frequently, and many times when I didn't have my camera, it was much more fancy. It was much more, and now they're blasting a picture of Fagin and Fancy into my eyes. See, to me, that looks like a face. Whether or not you interpret it this way, all that twack and all that noise that you see is not camera noise. There is a porch light on. There are two garage lights on. The lights across the street are on. And there's a street light right across the street from the house. So I'm literally almost under a street light filming this. I'm going to freeze it here and lighten it up. I'm going to do a few more interpretations here. This one's not as strong of one, but again, I'm just going to point them out because they look more clear to the eyes. The camera picks up much more of the twack than the eyes do quite often. Here's another interpretation here. And I'm going to freeze it here and lighten it up. I'm going to do some interpretations here. Keep in mind I saw this with my eyes unaided without the use of a camera. I'm going to freeze it here again, and I'm going to lighten it up. Zoom in on this part. Do some more interpretations here. Keep in mind I saw this with my eyes unaided and actually saw it more clearly. There's a bunch of twack in between me and the trees, projected twack, or into the camera lens and into my eye. I'm going to do another interpretation here or two. You can interpret it multiple different ways, or there's nothing at all, but keep in mind this noise that you see, which isn't as clear here as it is in some of the other shots. I saw it with my eyes unaided without the use of a camera. That's why I pointed the camera in that direction and started filming. And in some of these cases, you can even make out the irises in the eyes. They don't always do that, but sometimes they do. But like, if you look up in the sky, like not just the clouds there, but if you see all that stuff that looks like noise, I saw that with my eyes unaided without the use of a camera. And in the ground too. You can even make out some of these shapes in the ground. Like it kind of look in the bottom right, it kind of, and in the bottom left, it looks like there's a face in each corner. Every time I hear a police siren, the gang suckers say to me via voice to skull, they're like, "If only, like if only that was coming to get us, or if only that was coming to rescue you." I want to freeze it here and do a few more interpretations. This was during the first stage of the suicide push. A few months before this, I think around August, they were talking to me and they were actually they were mentioning suicide explicitly, and I was like, I'm not gonna kill myself. And one of them responded with, "Oh, I can get you to the point where you will." So they enjoy getting people to hurt themselves and to hurt other people. Quite often, the very people that help them fuck you over, the henchmen that they get to fuck you over and to um, do these things to you in person, because these people are too afraid to show their face in person and do it themselves. So they get henchmen to do it. They get people from your doctor's office to assault you and release your medical information and lie to you. And then you get banned from your doctor's office and treated as a terrorist when you threaten no one, and you're simply reporting an assault. And when they have people like at Red River Family Practice that collude with terrorists. That's Max snoring. I don't know if the microphone picked it up. Now with this twack, they can bubble anything up, so they can kind of make anything look like a pair of eyes. So I'm circling like a couple of eyes here. Um, if you kind of see like where the light is on the left, and the eye on our left, and even there in the sky, you can make out in the twack some eyes you might need to brighten up on your side. And then like in the ground, or in the air, in between the ground and the camera, it looks like there's a pair of eyes there. You can even make out the irises. But they can bubble anything up like a fisheye lens, sort of, and they can make anything look like it's part of a pair of eyes. I'm gonna freeze it here and do some more interpretations. Again, this noise, this twack, is also used as camouflage, because if you use your flash, it's like turning your brights on in the car during like a thick fog. It reflects right back at you. But that concludes this video, and hope you enjoyed.